That one, kind of concerned about it the way it's standing. Need to plug in our light in case it's too cold. Hey y'all, this is Marie from our Okie homestead. I'm afraid I don't have good news. I got this stuff that was extra calories that you add to the milk. Picked up this stuff that you replace 2 bottles a day with this. It's got electrolytes and whatnot in it. And a lot of people were recommending this. The kid milk. I had him on whole milk, for cow milk, and added a little bit of molasses to it, and he just was not thriving on that. So I thought, well, even though a lot of people don't seem to like this, I'm going to go ahead and try it, because I didn't have, a couple times I've seen people say that their goats didn't do well on the cow milk, and when they changed them to this, they took off. So if I went ahead and we got this, and so it's that, it's the boost, it's the high calorie supplement, it's staying inside, staying on a heating pad. And he's still, just the other day, he only weighed 4 pounds. I don't have any way to weigh the bigger ones, but I would say if he was 4 pounds, as light as he felt to me, I didn't think he was 2 pounds. But if he's 4, then they've got to be about 10 at least at this point, because they're 3 times his size. He's still just a little tiny thing, and he's so frail. I'm not expecting good news, y'all. I'm not. And I hate it, because it's like, well, if they do necropsy, then I'm not getting him back after they do a necropsy. So I should have given him an extra. I'm not even gonna think about it. I'm just waiting to hear back from the vet. I had to take him and drop him off with the vet in the hopes that they can save him. And I'm still hoping. I still have a glimmer of hope. That's about all I have after the way he was this morning. He just went bad almost overnight. He started acting like he wasn't doing good yesterday evening. I thought, oh, if he's still with us in the morning, I'm getting with the vet. And so that's what I did. And of course, they took him right in and putting him on fluids and getting him some more medicine and stuff. So he was born on the 13th. And here we are, like the 28th. Today is the 28th, I believe. His buddies that were born the same day as him, they are all just bouncing all over the place. They're starting to eat food and hay and just, thriving.
Which one was it, Mommy? I bet they'll share.
And then here he didn't, no matter what. I gave him a bath the other day with the Dawn Dish soap, like the goat groups recommend, in order to wash off. Really? My fat old cat has gotten to where, well, the kids come the other day and took her ladder. So since her ladder's gone, she wants me to pick her up to put her in there to eat. Like 5 times a day, she's wanting to jump up there to get some food. Now put the bucket right there. You can jump on the bucket. Get on the bucket, Smokey. Come on. I know you can do it. Jump up. Well, jump up. Come on, Smokey. I know you can do it. Do it. Well, do it. I got horse blankets in here I need to wash. Of course, I got other stuff I need to wash. Pillow. Oh. That's the thing about having critters, y'all. Seems like the more critters you have, the more laundry you have. Towels, extra, blankets, horse blankets, bedding materials, pillows, that kind of thing. Just anything and everything. Well, y'all, after 2 nights at the vet, being tube fed, I don't even know what all medicines yet. I haven't got the bill yet. But 2 days, 2 nights at the vet, and I called yesterday morning, which was the 29th, and he had passed away. I'm not surprised, but kicking myself in the butt because, oh my gosh, it was like from the very beginning, I could tell he wasn't acting normal. And, with the health of anything, any species, if you know the normals, the way they act, the normal vital signs, that kind of thing, it's easier to spot when something's not normal. And it was like from the very beginning, I picked up on something was not normal with him. He didn't warm up the way he should have. Number one, he got pushed aside somehow from his real mother and ended up with a surrogate, I guess you could say, or a foster. So we held her several times to make sure that he was, over that couple days that he was down there with them. He just didn't seem to be gaining like the others. He was not acting the normal, like day by day after they're born, you watch him gain strength. And he, even when he was bouncing and trying to play with the others, he still wasn't quite as bouncy as the rest. That's about the only way I can really explain it, y'all. I mean, he felt picking him up, once he got warmed up and everything, it was like, after that, he seemed like he was staying warm. I'd feel him, and he'd be fine. We would get the foster mama cornered and hold her still so that he could nurse for as long as he wanted. Now, nursing, I had no idea if he was getting any, how much he was getting. But I should have went ahead, looking back. This is like a big lesson. It's a sucky lesson. It's a lesson I don't really want to think about, but it's a lesson nonetheless. If I spot something not normal with another baby, number one, I'm going to make sure I have colostrum on hand. So maybe he would have been okay if I had went ahead when I recognized something wasn't right from the very beginning. Once I warmed him up, maybe I should have went ahead and fed him some myself. Of course, I don't have like my milking station set up yet for the goats. I've been trying to figure out exactly where I want to put it. And so I don't really have any place to deal with them when I'm by myself. But I managed to get her cornered and get a hold of her and let him nurse through the day. So, but the thing is, with the colostrum, if he didn't get enough from the very beginning, within that first so many hours, like from the research and whatnot, from the first 4 hours after a baby is born, that is the best time frame that they can actually absorb what they need from the colostrum. So if they don't get enough or don't get any, then their body they slowly starve to death. And so even with everything, he still died. I could have made Oreo his mother. I know that she is his mother because of the ears. And she had plenty of milk, it seemed. Her bag was very full. And I could have went ahead and pulled her over and made her have to stand and let him nurse. And after doing that so many times, hopefully he would have improved and she would have accepted him.
maybe she knew something that the rest of us didn't. And maybe that's why maybe she pushed him aside because of it. Because these animals have an instinct with, that they just seem to know. The mamas sometimes know when something is not right with a baby. And they'll push them aside. They won't use their resources, their milk and their energy to try to save a baby that's not going to make it anyway. The mama that fostered him, maybe she didn't care. I don't know. Maybe there wasn't nothing. I mean, I'm going to get the necropsy done. I had already talked to the vet about it when I dropped him off, because I really didn't expect him to survive 2 days even at the vet, because he was just so bad. And so it was like, the night before him going bad, he drank 2 ounces of milk. He was actually getting in a position that the baby goats get in, down on their knees, on their front, their front legs. They'll get on their knees. They'll have a little bottom up in the air, He was trying to do that. And he had drank that 2 ounces. That was the most he ever drank. And it was like between maybe 1.75 ounces. So it was more than 1.5 ounces. And he had been up to a little over 1 ounce every 4 hours. And so when he ate that almost 2 ounces, I was like, oh, he's getting better. He's sitting, he's getting in the position that they get in to nurse. And I thought that he was going to do okay. And then it just seemed like from that point on, he just started going downhill. I worried that I overfed him, but then looking at the kid replacer milk, reading those instructions, they's saying a whole lot more than what I was giving him. But I was sitting here, he wouldn't nurse off a nipple. And so I sat and syringe feeding him and forcing him, trying to get more food in him and get more food in him. He never really did cry normally either. It's like the goat group that I'm on Facebook, everybody talking about their bottle babies, crying, wanting more. And here I am. He's not crying for it. I'm getting up and waking him up in order to get him woke up enough to sit and try to feed him even more. And it was like he never really, until that one time when he got in position, he never really cried a lot for it. He got where he was kind of nibbling at my fingers and my hands because he knew that's where the milk was coming from. And that's all he would do. And so I was sitting here and I kept thinking, I wish my bottle baby would be crying and wanting more, because he's just not. So that's another reason why I kind of think maybe it was lack of colostrum. And so I won't make that mistake again. I'll make sure I have the colostrum. I'll make sure that if one is not acting right from the moment it's born, I'm going to syringe feed them some colostrum, or I will get the mama on a stand and make her have to stand there and make sure that they absolutely get that colostrum. Because I sat and watched all 4 of those babies, making sure that morning that they were born, making sure that all 4 of them were latching on and nursing. And they were. And that's what I've done with every baby, is just watch them long enough to make sure that they latch on and they're nursing. And it just wasn't enough. I just don't think he had a chance. 1 of 3 babies. And of course they're all kind of wound up. So the mamas were not really super good at standing still. Maybe, she just wouldn't stand still good enough, I didn't feel like. And so that's why we were making her be still in order to let him nurse. And really, since we were having to do that anyway, I should have made Oreo have to do it. And then that way he wouldn't have been 1 of 3. I should have went ahead and pulled him that first morning and went ahead and made sure he had that colostrum. If not from a mama goat, then they do have some that you can buy. And so maybe I should have had him on the kid milk replacer from the beginning, because at least it has probiotics. Just what if, should have, could have, would have. And I don't know if once that 4 hours was passed, even with his first visit to the vet and getting the antibody shot and getting the antibiotics, it just wasn't enough.